think it's funny when you add a little bit of money to a sport and you give some girls attention, what they can do with it. I think everyone should take a page out of our book and really put some more time and effort into women's everything.
Welcome to Breaking the Glass Hockey Podcast. We're talking women's hockey from the PWHL to the NCAA. We'll be talking with players, builders, coaches, and fans who have made this great game what it is today. It's time to educate, empower, and elevate. Let's go!
Welcome back to Breaking the Glass Hockey Podcast. It's your host, Brownie. I am joined by a very, I'm going to give you three, special guest tonight. I think you're our first pro player that we've had on the pod, so congrats on that. And I don't know if you even are aware of this. You're a unicorn. You're the only person on the planet that has won a bean pot at the TD Garden and a Walter Cup. Ladies and gentlemen, from the Minnesota Frost, Katy Knoll.
Thanks for having me on.
Oh, thank you. Did you know that you're the only person that has that?
No, I never thought about that. But I guess like from my graduating class at Northeastern.
Right?
Yeah. So.
And then you won with the Frost, and no one else has done that. So 1 of 1, buddy. Yeah. Enjoy it while you can.
Not many of those left, so I'll take it.
Yeah, for sure. All right. So a little glimpse behind the curtain. Katy and I talked for a bit ahead of time, and I told her what I wanted to do and go through all this stuff because I feel like I haven't talked to you since you became pro. Like, it's been some texting or whatever, but this is like a first chance to speak with you. My big first question: do you still get starstruck
by certain people,
or just in general? Like, you ever go out for a face-off and you're like, "Holy shit, that's Hillary Knight"?
I guess actually, like no, not really. I would say more so in my first year.
Yeah. Well, yeah, back then too. Yeah.
Yeah. I think probably like my first couple games, there was kind of like the oh crap moments. But now, no, not really. I mean, it's still obviously really cool to play against those people who have done so much for our game and to even be teammates with some of them. But I try not to get starstruck.
Have you asked for any sticks or anything like that from opposing players?
No.
No? Okay. I just know. I didn't know. All right. So, all right. I'm going to jump all around. So let's talk about the draft. You went into the draft unsure, right? You were talking to some teams and stuff. You had your representation. How was that going for you being there as it went on?
Yeah, it was. So I was actually still in school. So I was living in Boston.
That's right.
The draft was actually in Minnesota. So I got my flights and everything. Like, I missed classes to go out there. I think it was on a Monday.
Did she just give you some grace with that? Are you like,
yeah.
Hey?
They were totally cool about it. If anything, I was more like worried they would be more upset about it.
Right.
They were like, "This is so cool!" Like, so like it was totally fine. And then my parents weren't able to make it out there on short notice, so my sister came with me, which was fun. So like we did the whole like hotel get ready. But yeah, I had only talked to a couple teams. Like, I didn't talk to every team. Like, I know that like my agent and everything, like we did the best we possibly could with promoting me, like getting my name out there, like trying to make contacts. So my agent was pretty sure I was going to get drafted. And then it gets to like round 5, round 6. And at that point there was still a 7th round. And I remember right before the 7th round started, and I was not well. If I'm being totally honest, I was freaking out, maybe externally, but definitely internally. And I remember my sister was sitting next to me, and she just kind of like looked at me and she was like, "You need to get your crap together. Like, there's cameras here." Like, yeah. So that was my like, okay, like, and then I was picked 39, I think. And it was cool that it was in Minnesota because some of the girls were there, and some of the staff was there. So that was really cool. And it was super stressful. I think it was close to 3 hours.
Yeah.
And, like, I'm there, I'm sitting next to Meg and her family, and like, it was so exciting. She got picked like in the 2nd round, and she ended up being back in her seat before, like, she was done with all the media stuff before I even got picked. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, if I don't get picked.
That's Meg Carter that we're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was just like, I was like, oh, but then like it would have been fine. Like looking back at it, I probably would have been able to go to a camp as a free agent and
Right.
go from there. But I'm really glad that I went. I made the decisions to go because I didn't want to look back and be like, I regret not going.
Yeah, right, for sure. It's one
Yeah.
chance.
So it was definitely one of the most nerve-wracking things aside from like a big game that I've ever had to like be a part of, but it was worth it in the end. Yeah.
Was there anyone who was like in the Minnesota, and don't get anyone in trouble, but like right before they were walking up, if they like looked at you and was like, gave you like a quick thumbs up, like you could breathe now?
No, so like you kind of don't know, but as they're getting up there and preparing, the camera's like kind of like wandering around, and like the camera's on you, like a couple seconds before
Oh, I gotcha.
and like the camera's there, so but funny enough, the pic right before me actually was of a girl who was sitting like right in front of me, and I could not tell
Oh,
if it was me or the girl in front of me. So I'm there like crapping my pants. Not really, but I'm like, oh, is this me? I think it was like a pic to Ottawa. And
yeah.
I was like, Ottawa. Like, I don't even think I had talked to Ottawa at that point. I mean, the same thing was with Minnesota. I hadn't had any conversations with Minnesota either. So that it kind of came totally by surprise. But so yeah, you kind of know, like the camera's right on you. And especially at that point, you're in the last round, like there's not many people left. So like, like I knew I was getting picked.
One thing that you said though made me think of it. You talk about being drafted versus being a camp invite. I wonder if you compared apples to apples, two players with everything the same, if one got drafted, one was a camp invite, do you have a longer leash as a drafted player? Like, are you going to get like some more mistakes and they're like, oh, we put some capital into her?
I genuinely don't know. If I
Yeah.
had to guess from like just the hockey knowledge like I have, I think it would depend on like where they were drafted. So like
Oh, yeah. True.
like a last round pick like me versus a free agent, like I borderline felt like a free agent at camp. I obviously knew that they picked me, they wanted me, and they saw
Right.
something in me, which was nice. But it's also like I'm owed nothing. Like there's free agents here who were on the team last year or people who didn't get drafted and are like pissed about that. So then I'm going against all of these people, and like I have maybe a slight advantage that they drafted me, but I was also a last round pick, so I'm still have to go in with the prove them wrong.
Right.
Maybe I should have been higher, like let's prove them wrong type of thing. So
That's kind of your attitude anyways, though. But no, it is. I mean that as a compliment. And you know me too, with that thought popped in my head and straight out my mouth. I didn't think about it at all. Did you make any have you made, and if your parents listening, please pause right here. Have you made any like rock star, like, oh, I made some money as a hockey player, I want to buy something stupid? Have you made like some type of that purchase? Something that you normally wouldn't have that you were like, hell yeah.
no, not really. I mean, like I live by myself, so it's not like the most like cost effective. So I think that's kind of where I splurge is
Yeah.
like my big girl apartment. Like I've always had roommates in college and everything, so I never really lived on my own. And I don't even think my parents necessarily agreed with it right off the bat. And they were like, aren't you going to try to live with someone? And like I did, I contemplated it after camp, like when we got contracts, like living with a group of girls, and it ended up just not working out, like with 3 people versus 2 people. So I think I splurged my money on a nice apartment for myself. So.
Yeah, for sure. My next question was the living situation, but we had talked about that ahead of time. Speaking of contract, is there anything in your contract like you can't do? Like, does it say like no chainsaw work or no skydiving? Is there anything like that in the contract?
Yeah, there's like if you get injured doing something else, yeah. So like I think like skiing is in there even like you're not
Oh, skiing.
like you're not supposed to, I don't think.
Oh, because
And
you blow.
like if I wanted to go racing again, like I couldn't.
Huh.
So yeah, there's definitely like I don't know how much it's like police obviously, but like it's kind of like if you get injured doing something else, like it can affect your contract if you were kind of dumb about it.
Right.
Yeah.
So now you're playing I'm gonna get her name wrong. You're playing mostly with Clara Himlarova.
Clara.
That's it,
I
right?
got the last name right. Yeah, it's Clara.
I screwed up the first name? You gotta be kidding me. I was so focused on the last name. And a happy hustler, right? That's your line mostly now?
Mostly Denisa, actually.
Oh, is it?
Fellow,
Okay.
fellow Northeastern alumni. So, which has been really cool to play with. We call them the Czech Mafia on our team. 'Cause they're both Czech and they're our only Czechs. So I'm like the honorary member of the Czech Mafia on that line. So they're a blast to play with, and it's super fun to play with them.
That's great. That's great. And then you welcome, speaking of Northeastern, you welcome Peyton Anderson to the team. The
Yeah.
Matrix. I used to call her in my write-ups. Yeah.
Yeah. It's been great to have a familiar face, and we had everyone like a lot of people didn't know we played 5 years together at Northeastern, and that kind of kept popping up, and they're like, "Oh, like you crossed paths in Northeastern." I'm like, "All 5 years," and they're like, "Really? Like we didn't know that?" And I was like, "Yeah." So it's really great to see her kind of come back, make the team just out of like her pure hard work and work ethic, and really happy to see her succeeding at this level. Like she deserves it. She's worked really hard for it. So it's great to have a buddy in the room, and I'm really happy for her.
Yeah, it seems like you guys seem like a really close. I mean, like every team pretty much does seems close knit. But I will say, I think with winning the 2 in a row, I think Minnesota's got that little extra tightness there.
Yeah, I agree. I think winning kind of brings a group closer together than anything else probably can in terms of like off ice bonding. But yeah, you said it. Like all the teams are super close, and a lot of people, like you get to this level, everyone knows everybody. So you have a lot of friends cross team and everything. And, but yeah, it's a really tight knit group out here, and we have a bunch of locals. So then a bunch of people like have homes and dogs and families, and, people's parents, and it's really fun to kind of get to know everybody.
Oh, that's great. Expansion draft. So how nerve-wracking was that for you? I mean, I don't know all the ins and outs. Like we were trying to like figure it out, like who would be protected, who would be unprotected for, ahead of time. And it's really hard because you don't know the dynamics inside the rooms. And
yeah, it's
you guys have like, did they give you like you're good or you're hopefully we'll see you next week? How does that go?
We didn't really have much info. So it was also different for me because Minnesota had my rights. Right. So, I was a restricted free agent.
Oh, okay.
So there was a time, I think it was after the expansion draft and like before the regular draft, or it ended after like the entry draft. There was like a 2-week period where like I couldn't like talk to other teams yet type of thing. And I could only talk to Minnesota.
Because they have the first, right? Yeah.
Right. But then in regards to like expansion draft, aside from the people who signed the 5 contracts before, like I think the management of those teams had meetings with people, but aside from that, like you didn't know much. And obviously like I wasn't protected, and there was only 4 people that could be protected, and I was eligible to get taken. So unrestricted free agents weren't available to get taken in the expansion draft, the actual like YouTube draft, like, so I was eligible to get taken, I guess. And then it was actually funny. I remember I was texting with Megan, and I actually texted Carp this night too, because they showed the Seattle like war room, and then all of a sudden I see Coach Flint in there.
Oh, you saw Dave. Yeah. Right.
And I was like, I texted Megan immediately, and I'm like, oh my God.
I think everyone that had the slightest link to Northeastern, when they showed Dave on the TV or the YouTube channel, my phone blew up. And what do I have with Dave, right? I know him, right? So it was crazy the amount of people.
Yeah, I texted Carp, and I'm like, Carp, what is this? Like, because at this point, the coaches hadn't been named yet, and there was like rumors that like he may be getting those jobs and everything. Right. And so Carp was like, he's not leaving Northeastern. Like, can you please like tell some of the Northeastern girls, like, because they're freaking out too. And I literally responded to Carp, and I said, Carp, like, I'm a little busy right now. I'm not going to go text the Northeastern girls. Like, I have my own problems right now.
Like, let me hop in the group chat real quick.
Yeah, I was like, maybe later, but like not right now. So
imagine when his phone must have been blowing up.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So Megan and I were kind of like, oh crap. So I wasn't really worried before that. And it was kind of based off of like how you did in the season. And until the end, I didn't really do very well. So when you think about draft and like your draft stock, like it was always possible, but I thought I was kind of safe from it. But then you see Coach Flint and I'm like, oh my gosh. And then I'm sure Megan can tell a similar story. And I was like, oh my God, Megan's like probably definitely going to get picked now. And I was just like, it was crazy. And to my knowledge, like you didn't like get a call like 2 minutes beforehand saying, hey, we're picking you, happy to have you. It was like you saw your name pop up on the screen.
Really? That's what I was going to ask. Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh, like my life is changing significantly and I just found out on YouTube. Like
you don't have like, I mean, you have like leases and relationships and family and whatever living arrangement. And some people are like continuing education. So there's all those variables and your choice was either go or quit, right? Basically,
yeah. So I know a lot of people like the way I do it is I end my lease on June 30th. So especially like last year, all the expansion draft stuff happened in June. Like we ended at the end of May and then I had the month of June off. And I could have ended my lease at the end of May and had to move out really quick, but I wanted the extra month to figure out, okay, if I can figure out if I'm staying in Minnesota, then I don't have to kind of move all my stuff home.
Right.
So I wanted.
And then it's an easy re-up. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I didn't keep my lease over the summer. I ended up moving places and everything. So I had to like get storage and kind of do all that. But thankfully I was able to figure out my contract like right at the end of June before I left. I was actually like moving my last load of stuff out of my old apartment to take to the storage unit. And my agent called me and he's like, we got a contract. And I was like, oh my gosh, thank God. Because I had already like bought the storage unit and I was just like, it was like 2 days, I think, before that period ended where if Minnesota hadn't offered me, I would have been able to talk to other teams. So I was kind of like, oh my gosh, are they not going to offer me? Like, I was like, crap. So that was kind of, and then I was juggling like moving and everything. And I had to drive back to Buffalo. So I was like, thankfully, like right at the end, they were like, here's your contract. It was exactly like what I wanted type of thing. So it was a 1-year deal. So I was like, I'll take it, like perfect. And I was able to get that squared away before I started my 14 and a half hour drive home. So it worked out, but
it's got to be a much lighter ride home too. You're like, whoo, signed.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Versus like, oh no,
having to worry. But I honestly think the way the expansion draft looked last year, I think it's going to look not much different this year, but I think there's going to be some tweaks in it because there were some flaws in it, you know? So I think they're going to try to adjust it a little bit. So it's not going to be the same. I can tell you that. And there's going to be some shocks, I think. So
clip this, breaking news right there. I will say the one thing I've consistently said about the PWHL, they haven't really made a whole lot of missteps, but everything they do, it's a young enough, small enough league that they're nimble enough, you know what I mean, to tweak it and fix it. It's not like, you know, like turning a battleship around. It's quick fixes for anything that they may stumble on. Mm-hmm. Speaking of things that the league has done well, the takeover tour. You got to participate in the takeover tour. What was that like? What's the vibe? How would you equate it? Is it like a Beanpot type of crowd, would you say?
It's different. I'd say like similar numbers, yes. Like they're selling out NHL stadiums. So it's bigger than what I even played with Beanpot. Beanpot's totally different. I love Beanpot. It's a sense of rivalry. It's a sense of pride. It's like, it's kind of like the difference you see like Stanley Cup playoffs versus regular season. Like you can't play every regular season game like it's the playoffs. It's just, people's bodies would fall apart type of thing.
That's true. Yeah.
I'm not saying that the takeover tour is just another regular season game. They're obviously amplified and everything. But they're really fun and it's awesome to kind of go to different markets. Normally they partner it with, depending on when the teams come in, there's always like open practices for fans to come to, youth clinics that like will go out there and help with autograph sessions after. So there's plenty of chances to kind of interact with the community that's out there and that hasn't experienced women's hockey or hasn't even seen a game, or if they really want a team, like it's really great to kind of engage with that community and kind of give them a peek into what it would be like if they had a team. Mm-hmm. And then this all kind of like leads up to the game. And then they're so excited when the game is finally there and the place is just rocking. And it's awesome. I've played in, where did we go? We went to Denver last year. Detroit, North Carolina was actually a riot. Loved North Carolina. And then this year we've already been to Chicago, and then we have Denver again, and we had Edmonton as well.
Yeah.
So that was really fun.
What it looks like from the outside, it looks like the whole like the NHL All-Star Weekend. It seems like a huge like party, and everyone's so happy to be there. And then the game comes, and it's just people are just out of their minds. Yeah, that's what it looks like from the outside. I haven't been to one yet, but yeah.
No, it's a really awesome way to kind of like build like hype around women's hockey, and like the community like wants a team. So it's always fun to see how the fans are during the game, and like they'll get chants going and be like, we want a team. And it's like, so it's really cool in that regard to like see just the joy that people have to go to a women's hockey game. And 3, 4, 5 years ago, you wouldn't have seen that happen. So it's awesome.
Do you feel that on a day-to-day or interacting or going in and out of the rink, do you feel that ambassador kind of role, or that the weight of that you're, you know what I mean? Like you've always been great with kids. I can attest to that. For those that are listening, my daughter was down here for about 10 minutes prior to see Katy on the Zoom, and you were always great to her at the rink. And I see you interact with all kinds of kids when you were at Northeastern and stuff. So I'm not saying it was like a set conversation, but is there like just like a common knowledge, like, hey, it's our job to grow this kind of thing?
Yeah. I think everyone kind of knows that, like, we're almost like the pioneers. Like, it started in the first season, but I think as it grows over the first probably 5 years of this league, it's still new to a lot of people. And I wouldn't say that it's like a weight, but it's more of a privilege. It's like,
there you go.
Yeah, like we get to do this. And like, just the first thing that pops into my head is I helped with an adult level clinic this past weekend at our practice rink, and it was, these people just had so much joy, and they
beginners, like people trying hockey.
Yeah, so it was kind of a scattered amount of level, but it's still people learning like the basics and how to play and everything. Like everyone could skate, but it's different levels in that regard. But they just had so much joy, and I do love working with kids and everything. But this was so, I don't want to say it was rewarding, but it was just kind of eye opening to like, it was rewarding, but it was also eye opening to the fact that like it's not just kids, it's
right.
These women, it was mixed. So there was men and women there. And it was for these people that like never got the chance to dream of when they were in high school. You could be a professional athlete. Like, and that goes for any sport. Like the way women's sports has grown over the last 5, 10, 20 years, like it's exponential. And to see like the joy on these adult women's faces, like it was awesome. And I almost said it was like just a touch better than kids. Cause sometimes like kids come and their parents sign them up, and they can be like kind of like, some of them can even be like little like jerks, like, you know what I mean? You always get 1 or 2 kids that like kind of don't want to be there, but all these adults signed up for it, and they want to be there, they want to learn, they want to listen. And then we were signing stuff after, and they were like, I've never gotten an autograph from a professional athlete before, and they're like, I feel like my kids.
That's cool.
It was really cool to do that. And you don't really think about it in terms of like adults, but like we're not just inspiring kids, we're also living the lives that a lot of people who are older than us never had the opportunity to. So it's a privilege really, instead of like a pressure almost, if that makes sense.
I've seen like adult women that I know that have no connection to hockey, like crying watching PWHL games, because they're like, my whole life, this is what I've wanted to see. And it's awesome. It really is. All right, let's talk about the championship, because your line last year, first off, how much do you miss Sheppers?
We miss her. We miss her.
But your line was so great. You guys were like the people's champ. That's what I kept calling you guys in my, like, referring to you. Every championship team, no matter what sport, well, maybe not every sport, but no matter most sports, there's like, yes, Kendall Coyne Schofield, Taylor Heisey, they're going to fill the net with pucks. But it's like the role players, there's always that, you know what I mean? There's always that, I don't like bottom 6, middle 6, whatever, that come up and just hit that stride. And that was you guys last year. You guys, every moment where you could have come through, you guys did.
Yeah.
And like riding that wave, like from the inside, what was that? You know what I mean? From my perspective, I was like, holy shit, they did it again. Or, you know what I mean? And that's what it was like.
I think once in the first round, well, we were together at the end of the regular season, and it was going really well. And then playoffs kind of started, and we had a really good game in Toronto. I don't remember if it was game 1 or 2, but we had a really good game. And I think we were kind of just riding this high, and we saw the effect that it had on the team of like, okay, if we're able as a fourth line to carry shifts and keep it in the offensive zone and kind of just help the lines roll, like it helped exponentially. And it's almost like the thing where like, it like in the back of your head, but to see it, you were like, okay, like let's keep this going.
Yeah.
So we were kind of just like riding that high. We're all the type of players, like everyone at this level is great. And it's just a matter of like, our whole team was just great in the playoffs. Whereas like sometimes like people have off days. Like sometimes your fourth line isn't always putting the puck in the net, but it's like I'm used to doing that in college. So the fact that I was able to kind of show what I can do in terms of a production standpoint, and it happened to be in the playoffs, like I felt like I was playing at some of my best. And to be able to do that in the playoffs, it felt great to like help my team. So, and I think we all kind of felt that like, we know we can play this good. We're going to keep playing this good, and we're going to help our team. So it was really rewarding, and to be able to help the team like that and kind of push the team, I guess, to that next round and like all of that stuff and help was, I think it was obviously the difference maker. I don't think Ottawa was able to play all of their lines, and I think that's kind of what tipped us over the edge.
You guys didn't just play. We're talking here, 10? You guys combined for 13 points in 8 games played and 2 overtime game-winning and series-winning goals. I want to hit yours, though. You could break it down. This is the 3 overtime game-winning goal. It was the 2-1 over Ottawa on May 24th. Here we go.
Has been everywhere. Himlarova hoping to end it. It's gone. She gets it done. Katy Knoll in triple overtime.
It looked like you took that one midsection and then
and off like the sternum, I took it.
Oh, really?
And I was the only one who obviously knew it hit me. And everyone else was looking around for the puck, and I knew it hit me, so I'm like, it's got to be at my feet. And I took a whack at it. And knowing Gwen, I knew who I was going up against, and it was more about quickness, not accuracy at that point. Because I'm like, if I take my time and I handle this puck, she's gonna be there. Like it's
right,
Gwen.
Yeah, before she can get reset. Yeah.
Yeah. So I honestly just took my best whack at it, and thankfully it went in. But it was a great play by, I think it was Sophie, coming down the wall, and to get the shot from the middle of the slot. Honestly, like I'm sure Himla or Clara is probably like, when she's taking that shot, she's probably like, I got a sure goal in this one timer, and then I'm taking it off the body. But no, it was
to tip it, not block it.
Yeah. It's probably like, oh man, but no, thankfully it went in. So but yeah, to be able to have that goal, and it was crazy. Like that game, the more it went on, the more overtimes we got to it, you knew it was just going to be such a massive turning point in the series that it felt really good to help the team in that game.
Was that the Mustard game?
Not for me, but yes, it was 3 overtimes. So
yeah. Well, I've never heard Mustard. I've never heard Mustard.
I've heard it before, but I've honestly never been to a point where like I've needed it. Like I honestly like don't know if I've ever been in a game and like had my legs cramp. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like I've sometimes had
what is for cramps.
Yeah, it's to like help prevent cramping. I've had like some side cramps, I guess, but it's nothing that like
little like moving around. You're talking about like a stitch, yeah.
Little moving around in water can't fix. Like it's nothing crazy to you. But like if some people have like leg cramps, I've heard of the Mustard. But I honestly just like in between intermission and everything, we were just like applesauce is a big like thing for nutrition in between periods to help like keep your energy up, the energy chews and everything. So we were definitely like keeping like our fuel up, but there was no mustard packets. I don't think anyone on our team had any. So, but even if they did, I would not be participating. I don't like mustard on anything. So
you weren't, no one was slugging the pickle juice like Coach Carp.
No.
He was doing that in high school. Weirdo. That he is. All right, let's talk about the ring, because you got your ring. Yeah. I mean, not right there, but I'm saying you have your ring.
It's within sight. Yes, I have it here.
It's within sight? Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's just across the room.
Once is history, twice is legacy. Come on, that's awesome. I know you weren't there for the first one, but still, that's just a great thing. The 26 purple amethyst stones representing resilience, strength, and evolution, plus the 26 players on the roster, along with 110 diamonds, which is the total team count goal. Did they tell you guys all this stuff, or were you finding all these little things out as you progressed?
No, so at the ring ceremony and all of that, like the presentation, like we watched the video where it kind of explained all of the detail behind the ring, and it was really cool to kind of see, like, it's not just like a pretty thing to look at, like each part of the ring has meaning, even down to the count of diamonds, which is like which is crazy. So it's a really, really beautiful piece. It's the nicest ring I've ever gotten. So
back to back, along with Win at Home and the state outline, and then Frost and 4 inside the band. Because both series were 4, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Frost and 4. I was going to ask you if you had the ring with you or if it was at your parents', but
I do have it. Did you want me to get it?
Sure, if you want. For those, I'll just fill time as Katy got up and left, and we're just looking at her living room. Oh, there it is. That was fast. Oh, look at that.
You have a very big place, Brownie.
Well, you're big time now. I told you.
So it's actually like really.
Do you ever wear it?
No, like not aside from well, we also just got it like a couple weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
But the cover of the box, like when you open it, it goes Minnesota versus everyone, which was kind of in the playoffs. I know people weren't our biggest fans, so that was kind of like our inner team like mantra. And then nice little light.
Whoa, look at that with a light on it and everything. Wow.
Yeah. And then you even get like the card that it's like real diamonds and stuff.
So like the certificate or whatever.
Yeah.
Authenticity.
So it's really cool. It's funny. We did the sizing like in the off season, and it's always funny when you open it up for the first time and you're like, well, crap, I don't remember which finger I sized this for.
Oh, really?
So then you like are shoving it on all your fingers trying to figure out which finger you got it sized for. But no, obviously a really nice piece, and like the custom box and everything is awesome. So
where do you think you'll wear that? Where would you wear that?
Like if there's anything media wise that like we would have to do with it, I could do it there, or like knock on fake wood. If we ever won again, I could wear it. Like the girls wore their rings from last year to this year's ring ceremony. So
that's cool.
Yeah, but it's also just like keep it in a safe spot and for special occasions type of vibe. So but yeah, really, really grateful for such a beautiful piece that perfectly like embodies like what our postseason looked or what our whole season looked like, but mostly what our postseason looked like.
Yeah, the thought and the care that went into it. It's not just about making it as big as possible. Like, hey, here's a doorknob. It wasn't like that, right? There's everything was well thought out, and it's really cool. That's a really cool piece. Yeah, I honestly, I was like, I didn't even think to ask you if you had it with you before we started recording. I didn't even think of that.
I know my grandma. I went home recently for Olympic break, and she was like, "Did you bring your ring with you?" And I was like, "No, I didn't even think about bringing it home, but." I'll probably keep it here. It'll go home eventually, but no, this is definitely something I kind of want. I want here, and it can be a little friendly reminder of what I want again this season. So
yeah, keep hunting. What the day with the cup? Talk about that.
Yeah, I actually had it the weekend of my sister's wedding, which was not my original plan. We got to pick our dates as long as they didn't overlap with somebody else. You kind of got to pick like your options for like a couple dates that you wanted it. And I was trying to figure out with my family because my sister's wedding was like the event of the summer. So I was like,
give her a shine. Yeah.
I didn't want to do it beforehand because there was just so much wedding prep that I had to help her with. And then obviously wasn't going to do it the weekend of her wedding. So I was trying to look further into September and everything. And then I pitched a couple ideas in the family group chat, and Kristen was like, my sister was like, well, I'm going to be on my honeymoon. And I was like, well, like, there's not many dates left. Like, it's the end of summer, like all of this. And she was like, why don't you just do it wedding weekend? And I was like, because your wedding's about you. Like, I don't want to like, and she's like, no, like, it would be so fun. Like, my wedding's on Saturday, and then like have your day technically like be Sunday, and we can do, and it worked out perfectly. That actually, I think the cup was supposed to go to like the Minnesota State Fair, and something fell through with that. So like that weekend opened up,
Yeah.
and I was able to have it. And actually, the same weekend was my dad's birthday. So my day with the cup was actually on my dad's birthday,
Oh, that's
which was
great.
really cool because my parents weren't really able to come to any of the playoffs games last year, given the circumstances. My dad was in an accident. So to be able to kind of share the cup with him on his birthday, like a little present for him, like here, Daddy, here's your birthday present. But no, really fun day. Obviously, it was the day after a wedding, so we were all kind of really tired, but had a little, what did we do the day after? I went to Barbell and I filled it with chicken wings, and it was everything I dreamed of and more, quite honestly. It was amazing. And to see
Shout
her,
out to your parents. They when we went up to Toronto again this year, your parents met us again at Barbell. I will say the wings are good. I agree with you. The wings, the beef on weck, the pizzas, it's bar pizzas, decent, but yeah.
I've never had pizza from Barbell, so it's definitely my pick for chicken wings though.
Yeah.
And it was even cool, like we went like first thing when they opened like Sunday afternoon, and we like walked in, and I like they knew I was coming, but like even like the individual workers were like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. Like I'm just walking around this trophy, and like they're like helping me put the chicken wings in it and like do photos. Super cool. So that was awesome to do with my family. And then I had like a backyard party, just like kind of chill vibes. Like everyone was tired from the wedding, but like if you can make it, please come type of party. So that was really fun to have with a bunch of like our close family and friends who were still in town from
the wedding. Yeah.
So it worked out really nicely. And then that Monday was Labor Day, so it was off, and then I was able to go to Niagara Falls with the cup and took some photos there. And then I did the Bill Stadium tour, which was
I was like waiting for this. I was like, I remember the pictures because
yeah.
I was showing Riley when you were walking in. Yeah.
Yeah. So they were so nice, and I ended up getting like a custom jersey and then a hat from them. So it was super cool to take those photos. I was like fangirling so hard. I am like, anyone who knows me, I like live and die Buffalo Bills Mafia.
Yeah.
So that was super cool. Like I didn't even like get to meet anyone. I didn't even need to, because they were like they were preparing for season or something, and like their home opener was like a week after that or something. So they were like, I don't think like any of the players will be available. Like, and I was like, that's fine. I was like, I don't need to meet Josh Allen today. Like, honestly, I just kind of wanted to like bring it by, like take some photos, and then the jersey and the hat and everything were like on top. I got to meet some of the management. So
that's
really
awesome.
cool. Yeah. And then I'm trying to think, I did one more other thing. Oh, I had like a signing event. So like, yeah, I got to do that, and the Buffalo Sabres kind of helped me out and helped me market like a little signing event, so anyone in Buffalo could have come by and kind of get their picture with Walter. So that was really cool.
Yeah, it's cool, man. It's really cool.
It was kind of like a long weekend with the Cup. It wasn't just like a single day, but maybe I shouldn't be saying that, but it was just the way the UPS thing worked. And yes, you UPS it. It's crazy. And dealing with customs, I will give a shout out to the person who had to deal with it on our team and like our staff. He was a saint. And like to get it through customs is apparently such a pain, and it's so much harder than you ever think. So
it's a giant metal thing. Is that why?
Yeah, and it comes in a big box, and it's obviously very expensive. So like getting it through customs and everything in the proper forms, and it can take like days if you don't have the right forms, or if they don't like travel together. And it yeah. So it's I'm trying to think of when I got it. I think I got it like right before my sister's wedding. Thankfully,
I feel like that happens a lot, whether it's supposed to be one day and then people get the trophies for 3 or 4.
So they were like, oh, it should be there. Like, I think it was supposed to be there almost as early as like Wednesday, and my day wasn't until Sunday. And then it was coming from like Nova Scotia.
Oh.
So I was like, okay, like, and then it gets to like Friday, and I'm like, well, my sister's wedding's tomorrow, so I can't be here to like get it tomorrow. And I was like freaking out. And thankfully it showed up on Friday. But no, it was a really cool weekend, and to shout out to my sister to be generous enough to kind of let me do it on the same weekend. So I know, and deep down it maybe was a little selfish because she wanted to be a part of it too, but like she didn't have to kind of like let me do that on her wedding weekend. So really nice of her, and awesome to share with my whole family.
Well, she's been with you all the way too. So, there's no keeper of the cup, dude, like with the Stanley Cup.
No.
No.
Not yet. Maybe one day.
Hey, P-Dubs, if you're looking for a guy, I'll happily cart that thing around.
I actually think that I could be totally off base on this, so please don't quote me. But there's 2 different trophies for the first 2 years. So I think it's like a different trophy. Like the Stanley Cup is the same trophy and they just
Well,
like
actually, there's multiple Stanley Cups too, because there's the one that stays in Toronto.
Yes. So it's kind of like that, but I think like when we had our ring ceremony, there was 2 trophies and there was like one for 2024, one for 2025. So I don't know if they're gonna do that every year or if eventually they'll do it where it's like I don't think it's just like change the plate on the side and it's a
Right.
new teams. I think you kind of get to like I don't know if the team gets to keep it or the league or whatever, but I don't think it's exactly like the Stanley Cup. So I don't know. I could be
Well,
wrong.
regardless, Billie Jean King, if you're listening, I'll be the guy that escorts it around. That'd be sick. That'd be the best job. That'd be sick.
A lot of work, but
A
a
lot
lot
of
of
travel, hanging out, gassing beers, eating wings, and then saying,
lot
"All
of
right,
white gloves.
we gotta tuck it along, tuck it in bed." All right. Well, we got now that you're pro and on a new team, we got new team related quick hits and new lightning. You ready?
Oh, I was terrible at this last time, so I'm not
I
promising.
know. That's why it's great. So for the team, Minnesota Frost, best dressed. Who's the game day fit champ? Your opinion.
Taylor Heisey or Claire Budarak have really good style.
Who's out there chirping? Who's the most yapper?
Probably Kelly Panic or Britta. Britta has some really good trips too. Yeah.
Is there someone that like tense moment and down by a couple of goals and everything's tense? They lean over and like, I had my guy. Is there someone like that keeps the team loose?
I feel like we honestly like don't really like panic like that. Like I don't think there like needs to be that person because I think everyone is kind of that person where it's like even in a tense situation, everyone's kind of like do your job. Like,
Yeah, been there, done that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
The only team to win the cup. So, who would you say is the best skater on the team?
I feel like her form looks unconventional, but I feel like I can't not say Kendall.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
just pure speed out there. It looks unconventional, I think, just because of her size, but like you can't question results. Like she's fast, so who cares how she does it?
Do you feel that this is not on there, this just popped in my head. Do you feel like your speed has increased since you've been in the league?
Yes. Even from last year to this year. I think part of it is training and then part of it's also just playing like in this league. Yeah. You can't talking from experience, you cannot prepare for it like off the ice. Like you just have to get into a couple games. You have to get used to it. You have to practice at that level every day before it just like comes second nature. And even the transition from like last year to this year, like I can tell like my coaches have noticed it's night and day. So yes.
Cool. Wait, that first practice for you, like, whoa.
I had a couple moments in training camp that I was kind of like, crap. Like, fine. Like,
I used to be able to do this against Merrimack. Who has, on your opinion, best hands on the team?
Ooh.
Without getting yourself in trouble.
No, I don't think anyone would be like offended. Caitlin O'Donohoe has really good hands, but I would also say probably Heisey. Sleeper pick though is Abby Hustler. She has some good quick hands, like shooting wise. I would
Great hockey name too.
Yeah.
Pre-game rituals, superstitions, anything you've added to the bag for the pro level, and anyone on the team that you feel comfortable outing with crazy ones?
I don't think anyone has like really crazy superstitions. As for mine, I still like do my left equipment before my right, which is crazy because if anyone ever asked me to pick between left and right, I always pick right. So I don't know how this started, but I always put my lefts on before my rights.
Even if you have a bad game, do you swap it and go right, or do you always stay left?
Always left.
Huh. Right.
I used to actually be a person where like in college, you don't see many like game day fits from me because anytime I did really dress up in college, I feel like when I like put effort into my outfit, I felt like I played like crap. So I'm trying to switch that this year. So I'm trying to get over that superstition this year, and the outfits in the PWHL are like a huge thing. So it's really fun to get into. So I'm actively trying to get over that. Like when I try to look nice, I play like garbage. So I'm getting over that, and it seems to be working this year a little bit. But last
You
year,
gotta just adopt the Jason Kelsey thing. Like he used to walk in like his sweatpants and flip flops, and he'd be like, "I'm here to play football."
Sometimes like last year, that's how I felt because I would like rewear some outfits I wore in college because I'm just like I can't afford to like play bad. Like I need to be good. But this year I'm trying to get out of it. So I'm trying to kind of up my style game, as the kids would say, I guess.
Yeah, that's good. The kids, listen to you.
25 now. I'm old.
Yeah. One one person on the squad that you need, no matter time, place, location. Who you calling or texting? I was corrected that no one answers phones. That's me being old.
Ooh. Who do I feel like is always on their phone? Probably Abby Hustler. I feel like she loves her phone. Not in like a bad way. I just feel like she like not like social media wise. I feel like she texts people a lot. Like she would answer she would like get a text notification. She'd be like, "Who is it?" I won't like.
Yeah.
I feel like
that's fair. That's fair. All right, now these are for you. This is new lightning round.
Okay.
Pick your entrance music. This song will play anytime you walk into a room.
Anytime, like any room.
Yeah. It would be a punishment after a while, but it'd be cool at first.
Oh, I'm trying to think of like my favorite song. Okay, lately, like more so last year, my favorite like pump up song was "Shake That" by Eminem, which is not the most appropriate choice, but that like obviously wouldn't be able to play if I'm walking into church. So,
oh, Katie, it's your turn at the elementary school.
Yeah,
oh, great.
So I may have to revise that answer later.
I may have to revise the way I asked that question. What's your favorite soup?
Soup?
Yep. Going soup. And what's your favorite food?
Broccoli cheddar soup.
Oh, sorry, your least favorite food. Sorry, I read that wrong. Broccoli cheddar for your soup, and now what's your least favorite food?
Broccoli cheddar soup, depending on my mood. Least favorite food. Oh, wow. I am kind of a picky eater, so that's a long list.
What is one that you'd be like, absolutely not?
Mushrooms.
All mushrooms?
Yes.
It's a wide variety, dude. Right.
It's just recency bias because we had an omelet bar today and there was mushrooms as an option, and I was disgusted. I was like, this is foul.
For those that don't know, when I first interviewed Katie for the morning skate, like 4 years ago, or whatever it was, she came out hot out of the gates and said that Boston pizza was garbage, which was like an all-time take. It was great.
I'll stand by that too.
No, buddy, it was awesome. I loved it. For you, who was the person that you got to play against that you were really looking forward to? That you were like, holy smokes.
Ooh. I feel like it's kind of a cliche answer, but like Poulin.
Yeah.
Like obviously last year I don't think I really touched the ice when she was out there much. But yeah, I mean the way she kind of like thinks the game, it's not even that we have to be told. It's always like, okay, when Poulin's out there, like know where she is, because she has that way of just kind of like escaping coverage and like being
just finds her everywhere.
Yeah, she's just always in the right place at the right time. So if you lose her for half a second, you're probably giving up a grade A scoring chance, if not a goal.
Yeah.
So in a way, it's kind of like, oh my gosh, this is like one of the best players in the world. But then it's also like, I like a good challenge.
Yeah.
So I kind of view it like that. So I'm always kind of pumped up for a game against Montreal.
And then now you get Scurvs bombing around too, and Murphy there too. Who do you look at and you were like, oh, not this MFer? It's basically the invert of Poulin, right? Who would be like, ugh?
I don't know if I have a team that's like that. Like I despise. I don't really like playing Ottawa. And like maybe that's just because we faced them so many games in a row last year.
Carryover, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't want to get in trouble and say a specific person.
No, that's bad. That's
there's a couple people, but that also like kind of depends. And like at the same time, like I'm sure a bunch of people hate playing against me, but then again, like they probably think I'm like a jerk off the ice. But like I like to think I'm a nice person off the ice. So I'm always kind of take it with a grain of salt when I hate someone on the ice, because it's like they're just doing their job, just like I am.
For sure.
So it's
100%. In your career, do you think you spent more time on the PK or the power play? Like your whole playing time?
Probably PK. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Do you have a preference?
Oh, I'd say up until recently, I would say PK, and I still really love the PK.
Yeah.
Like even last year, like if I could get on the PK, that was like my goal for the year. I
Yeah.
didn't, but I ended up getting on a little bit this year, and it's been like awesome. But I got a chance on the power play this year too, and I loved it just as much. So I think just at like this level, and not to like knock on any lower levels or anything, but it's just different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's at this level, it's almost, if you're doing things right, it's almost the equivalent of like an NHL power play, or it should be if you're doing
Right.
things right type of
Yeah.
thing. So it's if I had to choose, I would probably say PK, but like put me in front of the net on that power play, like I love it there.
I will say last night, I can't keep track of my days this week with the school vacation. But like I told you, I thought it was Sunday till like 10:30 today. Um, we had a game the other night and we scored shorthanded. And I said to the ref, I'm like, jailbreak, right? They're out of the box. He's like, no. I was like, all right. Took a shot. Never know if it would work. Would you rather spend 5 years in jail or 10 years in a coma?
I don't know, 10 years in a coma probably, because then you wouldn't realize it's 10 years.
Yeah. Yep.
5 years in jail would feel like probably 10 years. So
If you were arrested, what would your family or friends think was the charge?
Speeding.
Okay. Your favorite Halloween costume ever?
Of mine, or just like in general?
Yes. No, of course yours. You're not kidding.
Really? Okay, I'm kind of like a lame kid for Halloween. I stopped like trick or treating in like 4th grade. So
Really?
yeah.
My God, we still get dressed up. Me and some of my friends to go out with the kids.
I had friends at school, but I also didn't really have friends in my neighborhood. So then I never really went trick or treating.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of sad now that I think about it. But I also loved giving out candy at my house. Like I loved to be the person to like do it. So, but my sister and I dressed up as babies one year when I was like younger, like full like the one piece pajamas with like the pacifiers and stuff in our hair and pigtails. So that was kind of funny.
Nice. If there's a spider in your house, do you kill it or set it free?
Kill it.
Okay.
It's not its home. It's mine.
Would you would you rather speak every language would you rather be able to speak every language in the world or have the ability to talk to animals?
Ability to talk to animals.
Yeah, for sure.
100%.
All right, so we got to take Matthews out, right? Matthews is out of this because I know it's sad. I know. Now you've been in more rinks. Favorite and least favorite rinks that you've played in?
Least favorite, Ottawa. I'm not even joking. Like, I'm not even joking.
I love the rivalry. Yeah.
I just despise that arena. We're also like, you get to a point, like most of the arenas now are some sort of like professional hockey. So the glass isn't the real glass. It's like the plexi. You can tell just by the way it sounds, right? But Ottawa, it's the 67s rink, and they have like real glass. And it's just a pain to play there. Like hits just hurt that much more. Like the shape of the rink is weird. You have to walk through the fans, which I don't mind doing, but like it's genuinely like for the people that are really hated on my team, or like when people take rivalries like a bit too far, it's like not cool to like have to walk through the fans to like get to your locker room.
Well, luckily they're Canadian still, so they're somewhat polite. So
yeah, you would think. But yeah, Ottawa. I mean, we played some like preseason at like New York's practice rink, and that was kind of dungy. But it's their practice rink, so like who cares?
Yeah.
Ottawa's definitely my least. My most favorite. I haven't played in Vancouver yet, so I'm intrigued to see how nice that place is and how much I like it. But either Denver or Seattle. I really like our home arena. I do.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. The XL, right?
But just like places I don't get to go frequently that I like, Seattle was really cool. And then
That's Climate Pledge, right? That's the one. Their garden on the roof like cleans the oxygen in the building. It's crazy.
oh, that sounds like something that's possible out there. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the Avalanche Arena in
Oh,
Denver.
yeah.
I also may just be really biased because we got to be in the Avalanche locker room,
Oh,
and they recently redid it like a couple years ago. It is,
were you were the home team for that game?
yeah, last year. I hope we're the home team again this year. Oh my gosh. Like, it was so cool. Like, they're just the setup they have, like the kitchen, even like the bathrooms, the dry stall areas, like it's so cool.
Oh, that's awesome. And then this is the thing that we do now. We ask, this is one of Linda's ideas. We ask people that come on the podcast as a pioneer, trailblazer, glass breaker that you are, give me 3 people that we should have on the podcast, in your opinions. Either people you look up to, people that have an interesting story, or people that you think need more publicity about what they've done.
Oh, there's so many people I could say for this. Someone I actually recently just recommended for another podcast would be Haley Scamora.
Oh, yeah.
Another Northeastern alumni, a fellow Northeastern alumni, also a Buffalo, New York native. So lots of connections there with Scams. Love Scams. I think her story is kind of so unique. Like, she played at Northeastern with Kendall and then finally got like her chance with USA Hockey, like post college, I believe it was. So, and now she's a 2-time Olympian. So it's always cool to kind of follow her and see how her journey went. And it was kind of unconventional. So it's really great to see all the success she's having. I guess in terms of like unique stories to kind of stick on that, like you could probably chat with Peyton Anderson as well. Like the way that like she took a year off, I think, basically, and then she was able to crack a professional roster. So I think that's a cool story as well.
Crazy to think about.
Yeah.
Like, think about that out of context of a new league. Like, you're not seeing that in the NFL. You know what I mean?
Exactly. So I think that's really cool, and it would be cool to kind of hear her story. And then just biased, but my bestie Meg Carter. I'm sure she has some fun stories, and then she obviously has more insight about expansion draft and new markets and everything that I don't have. So everyone's journey and story is kind of super unique, especially once you get to the pros. So it's always nice to kind of catch up with even other friends on other teams. So that would be a good one.
Yeah. I love Megan. She's jacked now too. She's always flexing in the pictures. I know. She's even more so. She's always flexing on her walk-ins. It's great.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we had for you. It was great to catch up with the one and only Katy Knoll out there in Minnesota. Katy Knoll doing Katy Knoll things. I was going to dig out my shirt, but I couldn't find it. And it's freezing down here, so I couldn't find it. It's somewhere. I still have it. So, yeah, as we always say, please like, share, subscribe, tell 100 of your closest friends. Cheer on the Frost, especially against Minnesota, especially against Ottawa. Got to keep that rivalry going. Against everyone, but yeah, I like the rivals. That's always makes it good. All that little nastiness is always good for the sport. It's good for the sport. But I want to thank you for doing this. Well, I don't know when this is going to be released, but I will let you know when it comes out. And thanks for listening. We'll see you next time. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks for having me on.
Always.